From New York. You know, many people may know I'm from New York. I come from a gang-ridden, drug-ridden, it's a really bad neighborhood at that particular time. Got in a little bit of trouble, went to a few reform schools, and in one particular time I went to reform school, I met a gentleman named Bobby Stewart, Irish Bobby Stewart. He used to be a professional fighter. And but when I was in this detention center, I was separated from the other kids because I was new, but I noticed the kids were coming over, and they were coming over with like broken nose, cracked teeth, cracked ribs, beat up. But I noticed they were laughing, they were happy. And I said, what's going on over there? And there's a lot of, we're boxing Mr. Stewart. And so I saw this guy, this little frail white guy. I said, well, come on, I want to box too. I don't even know anything about fighting. I think I'm tough, so I'm flailing away, and he hit me in the stomach, and at that time, I never been hit in the stomach before. And then, of course, when you get hit in the stomach, So I said to myself, excuse me, sir, I'm humble now. Can you teach me that? Because in my way of thinking at this time, I'm gonna hit somebody in the stomach when I go home, he's gonna go, and I'm gonna go in his pockets, right? So this is how I'm thinking then, right? So
that's how your mind worked then?
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I said, wow, that was a good one. Imagine if I did that to somebody that, he's totally discombobulated. So he started teaching me how to box, and he said, do you wanna keep doing this? Because I wanna take you to somebody to take you to the next level, because you can really do this. Right, I must have been 13 or 14, and when I met Cuss just, as soon as I met him an hour ago, he has put these demands. We're gonna be, you're gonna win the locals here, you're gonna win the regionals, you're gonna win the national championships, you're gonna win the Olympics, you're gonna win the heavyweight champion, the youngest heavyweight champion. And he's telling me all this thing, I just met this guy. And I'm saying, he said, you ready for the job at hand, young man, the task at hand, something like that, he said. I said, sure I am. But I really said yes, because I didn't want him to think I was scared.
How much of an influence did he have on you outside of the ring as well?
No, he was just total everything. He was just a pretty awesome guy. A good guy to have in your corner, of course.
Mm. And it was that time in the Catskills, and you obviously...
I was pretty young. I was just a kid at the time, but I was already...
Did you feel Cuss was like the father figure?
No doubt about it, but he developed my confidence more so than anything. I was just a street kid, but he developed my confidence. Made me believe I could be the best in the world on the planet.
How did he do that? Did you see him have that influence on other kids?
No, not only that, but he talked about the other fighters, the old-time fighters, Joe Louis, Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and all these guys. You have to know, Cuss knew these guys personally. He knew Harry Greb. He knew these guys from the 20s. Cuss was born in 1908. So I would talk to these guys, on the phone, and I just got influence. I wanted to do it.
And you watch lots of the old fighters?
All day, every day in my life, yeah. I don't do it as much now because I have other things that I'm more interested in my life, but easily all my life, that's all I did.
I can remember you telling me at 17 years old you didn't have a bank account. At 19 you had almost $300 million in the bank. Could you handle the fame, the fortune,
I was totally out of my league and stuff. I had a good time with it too, though, but there's no way I could handle it. I was out of my league. There was no way I could. I couldn't see what was coming 100 miles away. It was just bashing me.
Is it because you didn't have that family around you?
No, not wasn't that, because even if I had a family, this is how I wanted to live my life. I wanted to live like these fighters too, and nothing mattered, just live really gut-rich and breathtaking life. I had a pretty exciting life, but it was pretty reckless at the end, but I wouldn't regret anything that I ever did in my life by far, because if I did, I could have never been with my wife, and oh man, my life would really, I don't know what I would have been if I never met my wife.
Well, you were driving through your career and you were knocking guys out with ease, and the heavyweight division needed somebody like you.
To clean it up.
So?
Yeah, of course
really?
it is.
Oh man, I never thought of it. People really, I just wanted to win. I used to God, I want to win. I wanted glory, I wanted to win. Because I come from a real bad neighborhood. And I knew what it was to have nothing. I just wanted as much as I can get. I used to over-excess myself with it.
Did you want money or did you want boxing glory?
Oh, no way.
You wanted to be the champion?
Yeah, I wanted to be champion for the world. Yeah, no doubt about it.
That was the real motivation?
That's all it was.
Okay, let's talk Trevor Berbick. I've never seen somebody hit one man once and he'd go down 7 times. That was a big fight.
I was just very fortunate that night, it was something that I wasn't going to be denied because this was me and Cuss's dream. I was going to let nobody take that away. It was just ordained for to happen.
So from day one, Cuss said you will fight for the heavyweight title of the world?
Oh, no doubt.
And you believed him?
No. He believed it, I didn't believe it.
But if he repeated it and repeated it every day?
Well, you don't have to repeat it, you have to put in the work as well. You know, the repetition of fighting, training, getting up, running, you know, preparing your mind, doing this, doing that, doing that. You know, you don't have a life. You know, I was just a little boy. I didn't have a life.
You were the youngest ever heavyweight champion of the world. Were you really surprised? Could you handle it? Or?
I couldn't handle it, but I wasn't surprised. I knew I was going to accomplish it.
Right.
But I didn't. There's no way I was able to handle the the bombardment that came after it.
What was that? The people, the adulation, the fame?
I don't know, just I wasn't prepared to handle any of that stuff.
Mike Tyson, the bubble burst in Tokyo, February 1990, and I remember as a kid, and I'm sure Johnny does.
You were a kid in
as
1990?
God!
Damn!
Good shot.
A little bit younger than you. And I remember,
got hair.
but you know, Mike, I remember where I was, and I'm sure everyone in this place that were around remember where they were, and Johnny does. It was a shockwave through sport when Buster Douglas knocked you out.
Man, I used to, God, I can't believe that. God, I was hurt, my feelings were hurt. But I didn't take it like other people may have taken it. I didn't take it personally. I never took those situations personally back then, you know, because I was always trained by a great trainer. And I just know I disappointed myself. And I knew I would eventually be champion again. You know, I knew that. I just knew I made a mistake. It's like having a bad day at the job. You know, you may have said something that wasn't necessarily truthful, or you didn't say the whole truth, or something like that. It's a bad day, and you can't take it personally.
Tyson's the ticket. Tyson's the moneymaker. Not many people care about Michael personally, because Michael personally is just some out of Brownsville, Brooklyn, that just happened to make it one day. It was lucky. You know, where I come from, I'm the piece of gum on the bottom of your shoe.
Perhaps I was addicted to the dark side. Somewhere inside my childhood when my heart died. And even though we both came from the same places, the money and the fame made us all change places to the end of time.
Greatest fighter of this era. Give him his respect.
I've just been abused so much in my life that I've become accustomed to being abused, and I'm just, believe it or not, starting to wake up and starting to love myself and appreciate who I am and what I am.
Mike, I'm going to put this as delicately as I can.
No, come as rough as you can.
Have you got a message for the people of Britain as you're prepared to leave?
I'm totally humbled by the welcome that it gave me, and I wish I could put my hands around all of them, but the country's just too big.
It's over. That's all, and we have a new era in boxing.
Where do you think you'll end up being ranked amongst the greats?
I'm just happy to be remembered. You know
That's
what I
all.
mean? I'm just happy to be remembered. You know? They probably won't think Max Baer was the greatest heavyweight champion, Jackson, but they're remembered. You can't escape them. When you open up the history books, they're there.